Hi, and welcome to our Fund the Trader interview series. Today I talk with Coach Lennard from the Forex Dictionary Trading Group on how he made $20,000. In this video, you'll learn about the work-life balance with an easy-to-follow trading method. If you are interested in another success story like this, click here. Hello guys, welcome to True Forex Funds. Who's watching us for the first time? We are a proprietary trading firm who funds talented traders up to $400,000 in max capital. And today we are here with Lennard van Hekke from Belgium. He's residing in Antwerp, a coach, a mentor, working with the Forex Dictionary, who's teaching talented traders across the globe to win trades, make profits, and be profitable with a proprietary trading firm. And today we're going to go into his 100% win rate on his max capital account. We're going to learn how he manages trades, how he thinks fundamentally about the overall outlook of the markets, and many more. Lennard, I ask you to please introduce yourself and tell us about who you are, how did you get into trading, and what can we know about you?
Yes, so you already said it. My name is Lennard van Hekke. I'm from Belgium. I live in Maldegem. It's a small town in East Flanders, and I'm 23 years old. I started trading 3 years ago. So right now I'm trading for 3 years and 2 months, if you want to be very precise. And I'm indeed a performance/trading coach affiliated with the Forex Dictionary based in Antwerp. And there I also started to learn how to trade 3 years ago. Then the company was a lot smaller. It grew. And they gave me the opportunity to give my knowledge to other people who want to start trading. And that's what I'm doing on a daily basis. I'm a full-time trader, of course, but besides that, I'm also creating impact on other people, changing their lives to learn them how I trade, how the mentors and coaches in the Forex Dictionary trade. And that's what I do on a daily basis, trading and coaching.
Lennard, I talk with a lot of people and they all go through phases of learning, signal trading, expert advisors, indicators, and then finally arriving to a stage where they use their own strategy most of the time, and then they stick to it. Can you tell me about what was your journey in trading and what was the motivation to start even at the first place?
Okay, 3 years ago, the first time that I got into touch with trading, it was not really because I wanted to trade. I didn't know it. I was 20 years old and I was just thinking, how can I make more money than normal? That was the only thought that I had in my mind. So I started looking things up on the internet, get some information, saw a lot of things that could go. But there was one very confluent, but I had a friend when I was 3 years old. He was 5, but he was from Costa Rica and I was from Belgium. He was talking English, I was talking Dutch. So we couldn't really understand each other, but we had like some kind of band. We were more like brothers and not friends. It was a very special band. And within some years, between I was 7 and 19, we didn't speak to each other because they moved houses, they went to another place. So at that age, you don't have a phone and can't connect with each other anymore. And it was very, very funny to say if I have to look back right now, but when I was 19, I saw him again in Bruges. He saw me. And then we noticed from each other, I know that guy. He knows me, but we didn't say anything against each other. You understand? Because we were a little bit shy. And then at that same day on Instagram, with the algorithms lately, we saw each other's profile. And I saw that was the guy. And I started to remember him. And then I sent him an Instagram text, but hey, how are you? Do you still remember me? I think I saw you today in Bruges, and we talked. And then I saw he was trading. So I asked him, can you explain me what you're doing? So Armani, Rojas de Kock, my good friend from when I was a little boy, started to introduce me to trading. And then he was already busy with the Forex Dictionary, but then it was just a startup. So I learned from him. He coached me. He teach me the skills that I have today. And now, the first time I started to trade with money was after 9 months. So I started 3 years ago. After 9 months, I started to trade with a prop firm with 200,000. We worked to the 400,000. And then I also ended my study. I got past my studies. And then I had 8 months of free time. I was only a full-time trader, but I was very bored in these 8 months. I could earn a nice amount of money, but during the day, I was not really satisfied. I had not really a purpose to live. So we had some conversations, and he gave me the opportunity to also give my knowledge to other people, to coach people in his company, to help him provide his mission to the world, because he wants to make the financial Harvard in the world. That's what we want to do. And he gave me the opportunity to also work on it. So that's why I'm doing today what I do. Helping people where I was 3 years ago, the same direction right now.
What were your biggest struggles during the first period of starting trading, getting on a prop trading account?
My biggest struggles were whenever I get in touch with making money with trading was that it was real. It was the first time that I saw, okay, you can actually make a lot of money while trading. It is real. And that gave me some kind of excitement. So you start to overtrade, you want the money fast, you can earn a lot, you can get rich very quick. And that's something that was for me in the first stage very hard. I needed to find back my patience, my roots as a trader, a patient trader. And don't overtrade for the money, because it's not because I trade more, I will have more money.
That makes total sense. Yeah, that makes total sense.
Yeah.
So, transferring from demo to real accounts, it's when you have real risk, your money is at risk. Sometimes it can be a game changer or a breaker when people transfer to real accounts, because for some I know they are really profitable on demo conditions, and then when it comes to real trading, somehow they fail. I don't know. Have you ever noticed that during your transferring period, you had mental breakdowns or struggles, like psychological struggles? And how could someone overleap on any psychological barriers that they have?
I didn't have some mental breakdowns. I had some situations that I took 3 losses in a row, and I was thinking, it's not really right that I lose this amount of money in one week, for example, in a row. But I had the advantage that I had a professional coach, a professional trader, where I could talk to. And I could say, this is what is holding me back right now. What do you think I have to do? And we can have a lot of conversations where he can help me, because he had the struggles that I had. He found a solution for him. Armani found the solutions that were working for him. So he could provide them to me, and I could also start working with that. And that's why we are not only trading coaches, but also performance coaching, because trading, it is nice when you can trade, but it's more in your head. The conversations that are playing in your head, they will decide at the end of the month if you're profitable or not. And that's why I didn't have the biggest mental breakdown or struggles, because everything that I encountered, I could discuss with him.
Yeah, Lennard, when you go on the YouTube channel and then watch some retail trading strategies, it seems so easy, 80%, 90% win rates.
Yeah.
And when you go to real trading, it doesn't work. What do you think? You talk a lot about the mindset here. What do you think?
Yeah.
What does a trader need to acquire to use any kind of strategy, because all of them can be profitable, to make it his or hers in a way that he or she can make profits with it? What works behind the gray in the mindset?
Very good question. Let's be honest. At first, every strategy works, but it is a person behind the strategy that also need to work. Trading, most of the time, you speak about bigger amounts of money. You don't speak about $10, $50, $500. You start to speak about $2,000, $10,000, $20,000. And there is a very big difference between trading with $500 and $10,000. And the person who's trading with $500 or the demo account needs to be another person when you're trading with $10,000 or for real money. Two different persons are needed there, because demo account, you want to learn, you want to train, you want to see what works, you want to see what doesn't work. Real life money, it's like playing the Champions League in football and soccer. It's like playing the Champions League. You need to be on your A game, not only on your charts, but also in your head. Because whenever, it's a very simple example, I use it a lot. Whenever you're trading with 200,000 with a profit, let's say, and we are running 5%, you're making $10,000. But that $10,000 can still become zero. That $10,000 can become 6,000, but it can also become 20,000. But people are not used to see these numbers at first. They are not used to see these numbers. And a second, they are not used to seeing them fluctuate like this. And it is the person that you are right there, if you can control the conversation that is there in your head from, I won't cash it out because I know my plan can give me this. I know I can get to there also. And the person that you are there that keep control over these conversations, that will make you a better trader. I always say to people, they ask me, isn't trading very difficult? Say, trading is not difficult. That will not be the part that will be difficult. You won't struggle with finding a pattern. You won't struggle with finding your take profit. It's very easy. It's all made up for you. The part where people struggle is with themselves as a trader, because trading is not just a normal job. It is very mental. So you need to be mentally strong. You need to be unshakable. Whenever a market condition is there, you need to be unshakable. You need to be there. Act the same way every time.
Lennard, does this mean also that to be unshakable, you should not displace your stop loss at a higher risk when you already configured your stop loss take profits? You just stick with it and let the trade run out?
Yeah, exactly. That's one principle that I use. I only risk 1% per trade, and I will never move my stop loss to the downside to risk 2%. No. That's very funny also that you said it, because in the beginning when I was trading, I also did it one time. And Armani was very clear to me, because I told him. And he said to me, if you do this one more time, I won't work with you anymore. Because it's very easy to move your stop from -1% till -2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And before you know, you blow your account. It's just better to get out of your trade at a fixed place and knowing, okay, it was not this trade. It will be the next one probably. Because this is also a very good point to understand for a lot of traders. We will never know if it is the next trade that will play out. If it's the next trade, the next trade. We always want to look at trading from a series, from let's say 20 trades. I know if I take 20 trades, I will have 14 winners or break-evens, 6 losses. That's my strike rate. I have a strike rate from around 70%. But I will not know if it's the first trade, the 5th trade, the 7th trade. Which one is the winner? I don't know. So I have to take my loss at the fixed place and go to the next one. And with that in mind, I can be emotionally involved also. So I'm unshakable as a trader. A loss will not make me very emotional, make me revenge trading, be over trading, make me fuck with my patience. Let's say that. I'm unshakable as a trader. And that's the thing where people struggle with.
Lennard, can we talk a few words about the Forex dictionary? I know you are based in Antwerp. You welcome traders all around the world. How does it look like if I want to sign up, learn the way you trade, learn the psychology behind trading? What should I do? And then what procedure or process would you take me over?
First of all, what we do is we host events where people can come to and learn what Forex trading is. That's the first thing. You want to know what it is. Another topic on these events is how we do it, because you have a lot of variations on how you can trade. Next step is, what can you achieve with it? Intern capital versus extern capital, like through Forex funds, a form of extern capital for me. And the last part is, who do you need to be to work with us? Because we are with 10 mentors here, we have limited places at this point. We have limited places, so we cannot work with everyone. It's like, how can you say it? Making a solicitation for a job. We need to want to work with you also, because it is a one-on-one method. You need 100% commitment of both persons. I need 100% commitment from the person who I work with, but I also need 100% commitment from the person there. They know I have 100% commitment on them to bring them from A, not being able to trade, to B, being able to trade with prop firms. But I also need that 100% commitment from them. So that's the reason not everyone can work with us at this point. But what we want to do in 2024 and the next years, we want to be more available for people. We want to look to it at a broader side. We want to get to more people. So we won't be doing one-on-one coaching anymore, only for the people who are at the level that they can use the one-on-one coaching, but we will go to group coaching. Because learning how to trade, if I say it against one person in an hour, or I can say it against 10 people in an hour, my voice will be much bigger. I will be able to, in 1 hour or 2 hours, to 10 people instead of one. So I can create more impact. And that's what we want to do at the Forex Dictionary. We want to create impact on people's lives. We want to make them financially, financially free, location free, time free. We want them to do what they love to do. So, and for that, we need to be working in groups from now on, because now we're limited.
Let's go to the charts and see how you do it in real life.
Yes. First of all, what do we need to know about our trading strategy? That is, we are swing traders. We trade on the daily time frame, weekly time frame, and 4-hour time frame, multi-time frame analysis, but we won't go lower. So our trading strategy is made for people who have something in their lives, like a job or a company to run, or professional footballers, soccer players, to just keep on doing that and create trading as an extra in their lives. That's also the reason why we can coach people on a daily basis, because trading is just an extra in our lives. And that's very important to understand, but most of the times when people think about trading, they say, oh, you have to sit 12 hours after your computer and make some money. For me, trading is not being 10 to 12 hours after my computer screen to make money. Like I said some minutes before, it's not because I trade more, I will earn more. I'm a patient trader. I wait for my opportunities and I execute them. Also, most of the times, traders trade one specific pair or two, maybe three. I just trade the biggest currencies all against each other. The New Zealand dollar against the US dollar against the Swiss franc, the euro against the New Zealand dollar. I just trade all of them. My strategy, this TFD strategy, is so universal that we can just use it on every pair. And that's first of all very important to understand. And that doesn't mean that I have more work, because in the weekend, whenever the Forex market is closed, I make my analysis for the whole week. And during the week, the only thing that I do is following it up. Is price already at my zone where I want to buy or sell? And I just wait.
This is what I saw in your trading accounts as well. Phase one, phase two funded that you were trading with Euro JPY, Euro AUD, NZD, a lot of pairs, a lot of success. However, I was questioning myself, all the markets, or you have something secret that we have to find out. And this is one of the secrets we're going to find out.
Yes, exactly. I will maybe go over a pair that I took with the True Forex Funds account, and I will just show how I trade.
Sure,
but
go ahead.
It's very easy. I will use the replay button so we can see how it was back then. It's very easy. I always start on the daily, and on the daily, I need 1 out of the 6 patterns that I trade, continuations or reversals. One of these continuation patterns, that is a bullish M pattern. What can we see with a bullish M pattern for the people that know it? That's just the first leg, the second leg, third leg, fourth leg. And I want to get involved at the fourth leg to trade the fifth leg. It is just simple, a set of higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, and higher lows in a bullish market. Basic trading. I think every trader knows the bullish M pattern. Then I trade based on price action, zones, impulses, corrections. I don't use many indicators. The only tool that I use, that is the Fibonacci. And I will take it from the wick until the body of my second leg. And why do I use this tool? That is, I want to know where to get in. I always get in between the 6180 and the 100. And I will always get out at the minus 27. Always. No discussion. Whenever price is there, my take profit is installed and it will get me out automatically. I don't have the conversation in my head, but what if this trade push further? It will just be done for me. Always. That also makes me unshakable.
And do you use the Fibonacci on a 4-hour time frame, or it's just for
also? Always whenever I trade patterns. I will demonstrate it right here on the 4-hour within a minute also. But I will always wait until the 6180 to get that. And from there, I will look for a zone that is interesting for me until the 100 level. And I do this in a very simple way. I use a horizontal line. I go down, 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 down. And I wait until I encounter the first structure. There will my zone be. And I draw this in the same color as the fifth, daily. So whenever I'm on another chart, I have another color. I always know, oh, this zone is from the daily, this zone is from the week. And then I can simply erase the fifth. And this is how my chart looks. Very clean, if you ask me. Then, to demonstrate what I saw on Sunday, I will erase this candle because this is the candle of Monday. And now this is a situation that I analyzed on Saturday or Sunday, whenever I'm making my Sunday market breakdown. And then I go to the weekly. And then I again have my fixed criteria that I check off. I use a text box. And I add this one. This is a template that I created just to tick the criteria. Market structure. Then I ask myself, am I in a bullish or a bearish market? Very easy. This is a higher high, new higher high. So this is a higher low, higher high, higher low. Here I break the previous higher low. So I'm making lower lows, new lower low, lower high, and this is the last lower high. So until price reaches this and breaks it, my market is in a bearish environment.
If you have any questions or feedback you want to leave in the comment section below, go ahead and don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to our channel. Lennard, can I interrupt you for a second?
Yes, you can.
Some people would see a lower high that was broken on the weekly time frame at 1.253. Yeah, that one. How would you interpret it? Because some people see it as a break of structure, and you wouldn't take it as a break of structure, right?
No, because this wick is coming lower than this body. So for me, that is just one low. This is just a turn point from the market, from going to down to the downside, turning to the upside. So this is just one low for me. Here also, market is going to the downside and all these wicks are at the same level. So this is just the turning point to go to the upside again. So this is just one low for me.
I see, I see.
Is that clear for you?
Yeah, that's perfectly clear, and hopefully for others as well.
All right, fantastic. And then I go to the next criteria. My last closed candle. This is a blue candle, and this stands for a candle that's going to the upside, and we call it the bullish candle. So this criteria is in favor of bullish setups. Supply and demand zone, I will always use my horizontal line on my daily zone, and I want to look if there is supply and demand at that daily zone. Here I can see triggers to the upside, can see some support, resistance, some small support and resistance here, and price struggling right here. So there is a supply and demand zone, but I will add one more thing right here. I can also see a pattern, maybe you also recognize it, but here I can see shoulder 1, the head, shoulder 2. It is more clearly on the line chart, the shoulder, the head, the shoulder 2, potentially where I want to take a trade to the upside. This is a pattern that I use as a reversal pattern. So the supply and demand zone is also working in my favor on the weekly, bullish. So right now I already have one bearish criteria working in my disadvantage because I want to take a long setup. I want to buy the market. I have one in my advantage, bullish. The second one in my advantage, bullish. I always need to have 2 out of 4 criteria to take a trade. So I already know I can take this trade. Right here, I can take my fib from the high until the low from my weekly inverse. So whenever price comes to my daily zone where I want to buy, my weekly 6180 is triggered, so this fib will work in my advantage. And this is then also the point that I can write down, fib, bullish. So right here, I see I have 3 out of 4 criteria. So I can take the setup. This setup is according to my trading plan. And then it's very simple. I can go to the 4-hour. And this is the moment that I wait. This is during the week. I just follow up my trades. This is the moment that I wait until my white zone, daily zone, is getting hit. Here it is getting hit. And right now I start to look for an entry. I have very specific entry criteria also. So I just wait until I see one of them. One of the entry criteria that I use is deceleration. That's just the market slowing down. Market is coming to my daily zone impulsively, then it starts to struggle a little bit and it comes impulsively again to my daily zone. So at my daily zone, I expect buyers. So if I see the price decelerate, slowing down, that could be the sign that the market is turning. Just like we saw on the weekly, where you asked the question, some people would say there's a break of structure at that wick. Just one low, it's just a turning point. So here I could say the same principle. I'm waiting for the turning point. I have very specific criteria about the decel. I need 3 candles on this zone, and one of them needs to be in the color that I want to trade in. So in this case, this will be a blue candle. I already have it, so I can mark out my deceleration box like this. Just a small box that I draw, and I give it the name decel box like this, and I need one more candle. Here I have one more candle. That's the moment that I can place my limit, and I always make it on trading view first, and I have fixed places for my limit, for my stop loss, excuse me. I always round up my entry for the spreads because there is a little price difference and I want to be involved. And then I have fixed place for my stop loss. And this is how I will place my entry on the True Forex Fund server. But bear with me, I was looking at this trade on Saturday, Sunday, and here the market opened at Sunday, 11 p.m. And when I executed on Friday, so 5 days later, I only executed. So I waited very long time for this opportunity. And this is what my strategy does. We are very patient for our opportunities. And during this setup is forming, I am also looking to other setups, but I wait. I don't force things right here or trying to short it right here. I only want to buy right here. And then I get involved. So here the market is running a little bit of a loss. Here the market is going down a little bit, going down a little bit more. We're just waiting. Price is struggling a little bit. And then I'm involved. Market reached the daily TP slightly not, so I'm not still in the trade. And here I get tagged out at the daily TP for a small 6%. And this is a first opportunity. This is one analysis, but there is another entry that I could take also. So at the first place, I was involved in this deceleration. And in the second place, and here you can see, again, just like the daily pattern for the people who remember first leg, second leg, third leg, fourth leg, fifth leg. This is also the bullish M pattern. That's also one of my entries on the 4 hour. So then I take my fib from the first leg till the second leg. I again take my horizontal line and I look for the first structure. And the first structure is right here. I place a zone and then I give my 4 hour zone. And then I can also take an entry right there. Taking it right here. Again, fixed place for my stop loss. Rounding up my entry. Adding a pip for the spread. Fixed place for the stop loss. Adding 10 pips. Taking it until here. So if I wanted to, I had one analysis and I could take 2 trades. Right here, I would be involved. If I zoom in, we can see that the price tapped the entry. And then you have the same result as the first trade. It plays out. But because I'm very patient and I wait for my high quality setups that are fitting my plan, sometimes I can even take 2 trades, maybe 3. But I'm not forcing other trades in the meantime.
Lennard, if we stick with these 2 trades, you placed your stop loss not below a low, but to a defined value.
Yeah,
a lot of people would place it below the stop loss, you know, that just to make sure it wouldn't be reached, just to make sure they give enough breather. What would be your advice about placing the stop loss where you do, and what can we learn from your type of stop loss placement?
Good question, because it depends on trader from trader, but in our plan, we have fixed places for our stop loss. By one pattern, it is on the low, like you said. Some patterns, we just take a wick or this body. I will take you with me on why I placed my stop loss on this body and not this wick. Because right here, let's say I will remove these candles once again, like this. And let's say I enter right here and I take the longest wick. I take the longest wick. I will do it with a magnet that is very precise. Let's say we round it up. And let's say we add a fixed stop loss of 10 pips. 10 pips is a normal added for your stop loss. So let's say we have 220 pip stop loss, 22 pip stop loss. Is this something that you could believe that this was a possible stop loss? Maybe people will give it 5 pips extra, so let's do that also. Let's say this is the stop loss on your pair.
Yeah.
This seems very logical stop loss. What happened here with the stop losses of most people, they're getting triggered already. And then the market provides some volume, some liquidity to go to the upside because stop losses are triggered. Market goes to the upside. It gives me a new opportunity right here. Me knowing already that this is just a stop loss hunt for a lot of people. Why would I place my stop loss underneath this if I know market already took the liquidity there? And I know markets react on bodies. Bodies, 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 not these wicks. So if I take the body from right here and I add 10 pips, then my stop loss is, let's say, 60% above the body and 40% I'm protected underneath this body. But I also understand that whenever the market tries to go lower, my analysis will not play out because that means that here already not enough liquidity is provided. So we need to go lower. Mm-hmm. So I'm wrong with my analysis at that point. So there's no point for me to make a bigger stop loss because I always lose 1%, never more.
And
do you understand?
Case, yeah, I totally understand. So in this case, if the market would deep dive down under, that would mean you would risk more, you would lose more. So it's not worth risking all the way to the lowest point instead of you pulling into the bodies, like the opening or the closing price of the body on the designated support area. Okay.
Exactly.
Fair enough. And do you put your trades into break even after it moves a certain amount of pips, or?
Yeah, like for example, with this entry, the first leg, second leg, third leg, the bullish M, we go on break even whenever price hits the -27. On the daily, the -27 was the price where I close my trade. On the 4-hour, the -27 is the place where I go on break even. So whenever the market hits this point, I place my stop loss, which was around here, on my entry level. So I'm risk-free on that trade. I cannot lose money anymore there.
I see, I see. Lennard, you're trading on a higher scale, on a swing trading basis. Can you tell me, what is a typical hour of the day when you are trading, or it doesn't matter because swing trading occurs at different time zones? I want to compare people who are scalping, mostly scalping at a defined time, like the New York Open or the London close. Does the sessions influence your trading entries, or you just taking the overall picture and the time is not a factor you have to take into consideration?
Yeah, the time is indeed not a factor that you take into consideration. At some points I place my limits at 3 a.m. in the morning. At some points I place them at 5 p.m. in the afternoon, some points 11 a.m. I don't look to the New York session, the Asian session, I don't look to that. I just see that my zone gets hit, I get an entry and I take it. Nevertheless, at which time I am.
Okay, thank you very much. And we analyzed on the daily and weekly time frame. Now, this is the technical, the 20% we talked about. What is the 80% backing up this trade?
The 20% is indeed the patterns that we find on the chart. That's indeed that. The 80% that I said, that is the biggest part of a success of a trader, that's a conversation in your head. I could think here, let's say if we erase the candles again, I could say again, maybe this is not the cleanest deceleration that I have seen during the month. But nevertheless, I take it. I don't have conversations about how price moves, for example. I just see it, I can recognize my entry. No matter how ugly or how beautiful it is, I'm not emotionally attached, I just take it. And that's where the 80% is hidden. Me being able to not have a opinion or a conversation in my head about this entry. I just know, okay, out of my back testing, this entry works very well. I need to take it. And there will be times that it is ugly decel. It will be very beautiful deceleration, very ugly bullish M-pens, but I have to take them. And most of the times, especially in times when the markets are a little bit rough, a little bit slower, let's say like that, markets are a little bit slower, people tend to have these conversations, be emotionally attached to the trade. Oh, this trade needs to be the winner, otherwise I don't have any winners this month, for example. Or when we are in a slower month, you can experience some more losses or more trades that don't give an entry. You could be, this has to be the one. And whenever it makes decel or your entry criteria that you use, and one thing doesn't seem to be right, people tend to make it right in their head, making it in their advantage so they can take the trade. And that's where the 80% is hidden, being unshakable, not doing these things. That's where the 80% lies.
Lennard, on Friday, you started analyzing the chart and you were expecting the price would drop from 24.2 to 22.2.
Yeah.
That's a huge movement. And how can you withstand that retracement that could give you a whole week worth of, I don't know, even passing a proper count? How can you withstand that movement and not take a counter trade or a retracement trade and stick to the plan? You know, some people get impatient, waiting, too much waiting. What's your advice about that?
Yeah, indeed. Whenever I'm analyzing this pair, I don't know if the trade is coming back. I don't know. But during the week, I watch multiple pairs. You see the pink flags that are pairs that I'm looking at. Most of the times there will be a little bit more flags, but it's not, I'm not only attached to that one trade. I'm not only looking to that one trade. In the meantime, other trades are forming, coming to my zone. So whenever this one is not coming to my zone, I know, okay, next week I will have a new opportunity. If I don't trade this week, I don't care. And that's my strength. I am able to not trade.
That makes total sense. So you won't get short into GBP USD. You would just put it away and then find another market that is trending.
Yes, exactly. Because I see that GBP USD for my strategy, it would be very logical that it just makes higher highs and higher lows. So in my plan, why would I risk a short right here? Because I don't have clear rules about how to place a stop loss right there, and it's making me a little bit more riskier trades. So why would I take more risk for the exact same amount of money that I can earn? Because maybe we can take a short here, but we can also take a loss if it is not coming to our trade, to our zone. And the only thing that I know is whenever price hits my zones, I have a high probability of getting the entry and getting a succeeding trade. I know there is also probability of getting a loss, but I know at that point, at that white zone, that my chances are the highest. So this is the place where I will execute.
Thank you very much, Lennard, for sharing this last part of the analysis. How do you factor in fundamentals and economical news events?
Yeah, it's very easy because we are technical traders. With the Forex dictionary, we are technical traders. We don't spend a lot of time on the fundamentals. We have certain news events that we take into account, like CPI, FOMC, the NFP at every beginning of the month on Friday. These are news events that we watch. We don't watch them for the numbers, but whenever I'm in a trade, let's say at 2:30 p.m., there is CPI on the dollar. Mostly that is the time that that news comes out. I will not be watching the numbers, but whenever I'm in a trade correlated to US dollar, like pound US dollar, and let's say, for example, I'm not risk-free already, but I'm running like 0.7% in profit. I will place already my stop loss on my entry to protect my capital. Let's say I'm running minus 0.5. I will shut down that trade because whenever news comes out, we know as traders that price goes heavily up, down, up, down, up, down. That could be the case whenever news comes out. And I don't want to gamble with my capital. So I protect it at every time whenever news comes out, but I don't watch them. And this is the calendar that I use, Forex Factory. Every news event is right here for the currencies that I trade. And I don't watch these yellow news events because these are not high impact. So I apply the filter that I only see the orange ones and the red ones. So I can see already in the beginning of the day, all right, there's no news event today that I have to take in count. Let's say we are tomorrow, it's Friday, and then we have the NFP event. Then I know whenever I'm involved at 2:30 p.m., I need to look if I have to protect my capital at certain trades. And that's the only thing I do with news. I don't look to what these numbers are, what do they mean, what effect will they have on the US dollar. That's not what I'm looking to. I just protect my capital because I know it can have heavy impact with fluctuating the price, and I don't want to lose money because of that.
Thank you very much, Lennard. Both of us know, I think, that next to good trading strategy, you might backtest or have statistics about your strategy.
Exactly.
Can we look into your True Forex Funds dashboard and what does it make to succeed in prop trading?
Yes, we can.
Lennard, what does it make to be a successful prop trader? What statistics can we follow? We have a few in the dashboard, of course. Can you show us some that makes you outstanding, and what do you think would be helpful for people who are on their way to success?
What makes my trading outstandable? I am a longer time involved than my winners. How can we say this? When I have a winner, my winners are very big. My risk to reward, I don't know if you know this, but most of the times people trade for risk 1% to gain 1%. Or risk 1%, gain 2%. With me, that's not the case. I have a minimum risk to reward of whenever I'm risking 1%, I want at least 3.45% gains. And most of the times I am around 1% risk for 5%. So if we look at the numbers, I told in the beginning of the interview that I look to my trades as a series of trades. Whenever I'm trading, let's say 20 trades, and I have a minimum risk reward of 1% for 3.45, that means I can lose 15 trades in a row, and I will be at minus 15. Whenever I win 5 trades, and I gain 3.45, the last 5 trades, let's say very lucky at that point and very unlucky at the beginning, I will still win 2.3%, I think, if we do the math. And that's all because of risk to reward. That's what makes your strategy profitable or not profitable. Every strategy works. It's just, how is your risk management behavior? It's very important. If I start risking 5% per trade, then I will need more risk to reward to back up my losses. So I always want to see a potential of at least 3.45% in my trade. Otherwise, I won't even take it. It can be the best trade in the world that I have ever seen, but I won't take it.
Yeah, makes sense. You also hold your position for a longer time. In prop trading, you have to deal with the max daily loss and max losses. If you hold trades overnight, how do you factor in the risk of not over leveraging? And if the next following day your position would retrace back, you still wouldn't exceed the max daily loss, because that's really tricky in prop trading when you hold trades overnight and you have to take into consideration the max daily loss.
Yeah, exactly. Most of the times the rule with prop firm trading is your max daily loss can't be 5%. As I told you, my risk to reward most of the times is 1% risk for 5% gain. So there is my 5%. I close it at 5%. And let's say I run, it's a bigger trade and I'm running 8%. yeah, then I will place my stop loss around 4%. Whenever it comes back, I have a max daily loss of 4%. So I won't lose the account. Just small adjustments indeed to prop firm trading.
Yeah, and that's a good way to follow the trading objective.
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly.
I see here also that in the beginning, in the first 4 or 5 days, you had some minor losses, but your balance chart isn't going down that deep. It's just slowly decreasing, and then when you make profits, it jumps up like hell, like a really big increase. So this is also
Yeah,
part of your strategy and your risk management, right? That whenever you have some losses, you minimize them, and with the big
yeah,
risk to reward, you maximize your profits.
exactly. Here we can see that I really live with the principle of this series of trades. Here I just execute my trades. I just execute them. And yeah, all right, these are some losses. But I know if I keep following my plan, I will have a winner soon. I have to, because otherwise something is not working and I have to make adjustment. And whenever I have my winner, I win bigger.
That's great. That's great.
And that's the thing. I just stick to my principle. I know even if I take 4, 5, 6 losses in a row, I know I just keep doing what I do and I will get there eventually.
What statistics is it useful for you or any of your clients who you are teaching? What statistics they can bring from, for example, from our dashboard that they should watch? Of course, the today's permitted loss is one of the most important one, and the max loss that they should not exceed. But besides that, if you scroll down, you'll find a lot of statistics. What do you think is one of the most useful one for traders who are starting right now with a prop firm?
I think the most important one right here is the buy and the sells. Like here with me, you can see I have more buys than sells. I even in the first phase of the challenge, I don't have any sell positions. I only bought. So maybe this can say, because in the normal way of living, you buy shares, you buy cryptos, you only buy. Maybe there is a conversation with me that I can't sell. So we have to do something about it. Maybe we have to reverse our charts for me to be able to see selling positions. You understand what I mean?
That's really interesting. Yeah, I understand it.
Because most of the people in true nature, they don't even understand that you also can sell on the financial market. Most of the people don't understand that, but it is possible whenever you're trading, like Forex, for example. So here we can see in the first phase, I only took buying position, no selling positions. So whenever I see this with a client of me, I would say, all right, let's reverse your charts and do the same thing. Look how many selling positions we'll have right then, because every position that he takes, every buying position that he wants to take on a reversed chart is a selling position. And then we can see, okay, at the end of the day, you're losing out of 50% of your trades because you, in your mind, the conversation plays, you refuse to sell because you're not used to it. And there lays a lot of opportunity. So this is a very handy tool.
Yeah. I was thinking that, when you trade Forex, you have a base and a quote currency. And when you hitting the sell button, you're actually buying the quote currency as you're anticipating that it will strengthen. So you can think about it in a way that when you're selling, you're just basically buying the quote currency and you're analyzing the quote currency. Will the quote currency's economy strengthen, get better in the future, and you're investing in that? Maybe this could be, a mindset tool as well when you trade or sell.
Yeah, that could also be the right way to think about it.
So, Lennard, you've been through a few years trading, coaching, mentoring. How does your day-to-day life look like? I know you are half-time trading and other time coaching. What goals do you have for the future, and what's your outlook for the next 5 years?
Let's say I'm not half-time trading, half-time coaching. I think I do 10% trading and 90% coaching, making impact on the people. But what my goal is for the future is in the bottom line, it's very simple. I just want as many people to be where I am at my age. Also older ages, of course, but I want to make impact on as many people that I can to be in the same situation as me, be able to make a living from trading. That's what I want to do. That's my goal. I want to be the person that people can look to and say, he taught me something where I could change my life to it. And these are the nice connections. These are the nice relations that you can have with people, powerful relations. You do something for someone else and he will give back to you. So whenever I'm in need of something, they will help me. That's how a strong relation looks like. And that's what I want to do. I just want to make impact on people that I maybe have seen never before, that call me and say, I got your number from person X. I heard what you do with him. I also want the same. Can we discuss this? And that you have a meeting, you talk with them, and then 1 year later, their life is changed. 2 years later, they have another life. And that's just fantastic. That's what I want to do with as many people that I can.
That's a great goal and pretty precise future you have there. So we all know where to go for Forex Dictionary. We all know who to find, Lennard van Hecke, and the future is yours. And hopefully going to trade with us many more, and many more payouts will come soon. What was your experience trading with True Forex funds, and what would you tell to anyone who's starting out right now?
Yeah, very sure there will come more payouts. And my experience with True Forex funds was indeed very good. Spreads are very nice. I get tagged in my prices that I set on TradingView. So that's already one very good thing, because that's the most hateful thing as a trader, that you don't get tagged in. And with a lot of prop firms that happens, but it didn't happen with me on True Forex funds. So I'm very happy for that. The payouts are also very fast, and it's also a very good broker. Whenever I'm running 3%, I'm also running 3% on my MetaTrade. It's not like that it's 2.9. I also have swap-free accounts, so I don't have to pay cost to take my trade to the next day. And with my strategy, I often take my trades 3, 4, 5 days. So I won't lose, like, let's say $1,000 just to keep my trades open during the night. So that's also a very good advantage for me. So I really like trading with True Forex funds. Yeah.
And what would you tell traders who are trying True Forex funds for the very first time, or just have an eye on trying us out?
I would say that they pay attention to the target, because at first I didn't pay enough attention, because most of the prop firms are a 10% target that you need to gain to pass, and it was 8. So it's better for them because they have to gain less target, but pay good attention to that. Because before you know, you're waiting for $20,000 on the 200K account, and you only need 16. So that they pay very good attention to what you guys offer, because they're very good offers for very good prices.
And all of the details are on our website in the FAQ and on the front page. So whoever want to sign up, you can check out our support channel and then ask our clients and ask our agents. However, Lennard, have you ever experienced the customer service? Did you chat with us, had an email?
Yeah, exactly. I did, because there was something that I needed to fix for get the payouts on my company and this, and I chatted with the customer service, and they helped me very quickly. I think I tapped my message, and 30 seconds after, there was someone with me. So it goes very fast. Even for smaller questions, bigger questions, they're very fast. So they're very responsive. So that's very good. You don't have to wait a long time for answers, and you also get in your email the overview of what you have discussed. So you can always read it back if you don't remember anymore what it was exactly. So that's a very good thing. Very good customer service, very fast, very polite, and very helpful. Yeah.
Appreciate it, Lennard. Any last words, shout outs, or thanks to someone who helped you throughout the way?
Yeah, of course. I want to thank you guys to provide $400,000 to traders. That's a very nice external capital to trade with, to make a living from. I also want to do a shout out slash thank you to Armani Rojas de Kok, my coach, the person who learned me my skill that I have today. Because without him, I probably was not trading at this point. So I'm really thankful to him. And I also want to thank the Forex Dictionary to give me the opportunity, to give me this opportunity to make impact on other people, because this is a thing that I love to do. And without them, it was not possible for me to do it on this of a big scale. So these are the persons that I want to thank.
Thank you, Lennard, for being here once again. Lennard from the Forex Dictionary, trading for 3 years, a profitable swing trading strategy that anyone can do, even if you school, 9-to-5 job, athlete, or you have all the time in your hands. You can follow these on a day-to-day basis. And Lennard, I appreciate you coming here. More success to come. And
thanks for having me.
You as well.
Exactly. Thanks for having me.
If you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, be sure to hit the like button and leave your feedback in the comments below. For more success stories that can help you become a better trader, click here. If you're interested in our educational content, click here. And of course, if you don't want to miss out on any new videos, don't forget to subscribe here. See you in our next video.